Hello, everybody. How you doing tonight? Hello, Nana Laura. Hello, sweet C-Rex, honey. I hope you sleep well. Thank you for at least popping in. Owie. Hi, baby girl. I knew you were there. My goodness. We've got an amazing case tonight. Absolutely amazing. I ended up sharing it with Lone Wolf so he could put it on his weekend docket too. Because apparently YouTube played games with all of us streamers and our downloading ability, and yeah, it's not everybody was able to get it. Hello, Manuel. Hello, Lisette Panette, honey. Hello. Hello, Lisette Panette again. Hello, Jerry Matthew Boyd. Hello, Spider-Man, my love. So Bandit has decided that she's too good for the cat fountains, and she will only now drink water out of one of my coffee mugs. Hello, Linda Applegate, honey. Here's your last one, Ava. Hello, Charlie. All right, you guys are not going to believe tonight. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know where to go with this one. It might be legit, and if so, I hope it's being investigated thoroughly. But it also could be delusions. I don't know. I don't know.
What is your name?
Laura Wells.
I have Mr. Cloud here, Judge.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, my notes say that he was in custody, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's take up State of Kansas versus Laura May Wells, case number 25 TR 1720. The state appears by Jared Regier. Miss Wells appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. You're here for a first appearance, Miss Wells. There are 3 charges, all alleged to have occurred on July 14th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges that you operated a motor vehicle on a public highway in the state of Kansas without having proper proof of insurance. That is no proof of insurance, and that is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Count 2 alleges you are operating a motor vehicle with an expired tag or registration. First offense, that is an unclassified misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail and up to a $500 fine. Count 3 alleges that you were driving on the wrong side of a divided highway. That is a traffic infraction, and that carries with it a statutory fine. Do you understand your charges, Miss Wells?
I do.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right. How are you wanting to proceed on your case? Were you wanting to try to maybe visit with an attorney, or have you given it much thought yet?
I am fleeing from a domestic violence type of La Raza. It's a gang. There's been some issues with my ex and my sister. I came into some information about a murder that was committed in Lawton. My sister found out that anyways, it's chased me across the state. I was trying to get to a shelter in Topeka. There was an 18-wheeler in front of me.
All right, ma'am, I don't want
Sorry.
you to say anything that might incriminate you. Do you want to consult with an attorney, or you don't have to? If you wanted some time to do that, I would give you that
I just need to
opportunity.
get out of here and get to my boys and get somewhere safe. The officers I spoke with the night before this told me I need to go to the feds and try to get witness protection.
Okay, well, let me go over what your options are today. You can enter a not guilty plea. Bond will be set, and you'll reappear at a later date for court with or without an attorney. You don't have to have an attorney. But if you wish to have one and qualify, I would appoint an attorney for you. You can enter a plea of guilty, which means you're admitting to the charges, and we'd proceed to sentencing. You could enter a no contest plea, which means you're not admitting to the charges. You're just choosing not to contest them. And if the court finds that there's a substantial legal basis, I would then find you guilty. Do you understand your options? Okay, we are taking a record, so you'll need to answer audibly, please.
Yes.
Okay. And knowing those three options, how do you wish to proceed?
What's going to get me back to my sons quickest?
Well, I can't necessarily speculate. Mr. Regier, what city do you live in, Miss Wells?
I was in Norman, but we had to leave there. We went to Dallas. They showed up in Dallas, and so I came here to Kansas. My next step was to go to Harbor House and get plane or bus tickets to somewhere further.
Do you have any ties to Butler County, Kansas?
No.
You're just passing through?
I'm just trying to get somewhere safe. Yes, I'm trying to.
All right. Well, here's what would happen. If you entered a not guilty plea, your case would be set over to a court date in September, and the court would then set a bond.
I don't bond me out.
Pardon?
I don't have anyone to bond me out.
Okay, well, that's something we'd have to discuss. If you entered a guilty or a no contest plea, then you would likely be, assuming the court finds there to be a proper factual basis, you would be convicted, and we would proceed to sentencing. At that time, you could either receive a jail sentence, though I don't know I can't tell you what I would do. Typically on these types of charges, barring extreme circumstances, there's not mandatory jail time, but there's always a controlling jail sentence that you could be placed on probation from and have to either report to a probation officer here locally, or in some circumstances it's non-reporting, but that would be something that'd have to be taken up if you're sentenced today. So if you wish to consult with an attorney
It
And
would
you
take
qualify,
longer, right? I would have to wait longer in here.
well, unless you were able to make bond.
Then just I'll plead guilty. I just need to get out of here and get to my boy.
All right. I don't want you to rush into a decision just because you're needing to get out, because I can't guarantee you what ultimately the sentence would be. You understand that?
The plan was for me to leave the car here, and get on a bus. Honestly, this
All right. So how are you wanting to proceed?
guilty.
Okay, I'm going to need to, you wish to represent yourself?
Uh, um,
If you're wanting to represent yourself, I just need to make sure you understand that you have a right to have legal representation on these charges. If you can't afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. If
that takes
you don't
long.
have to have an attorney, if you wish to represent yourself, I think the deputy there has a written waiver of counsel form you would need to read over and sign if you wish to represent yourself. That's entirely up to you. And Miss Wells, I understand you're upset and emotional. Are you thinking with a clear mind today? If you want a few minutes to think about this, I've got another case I would take up and then come back to you. Do you wish to need a few minutes to gather yourself?
Think anything's gonna change. I don't know. That officer last night, I was just trying to get to a shelter where we'd be safe.
Ma'am, I don't want to get into the facts of the case at this point. I just need to determine how you're wanting to proceed today.
Just
if that's gonna-
proceed.
Okay, in what manner?
I'll sign a waiver.
Okay, Deputy, do you have a waiver of counsel?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, could you present that to her? And Ms. Wells, I need you to read through that and make sure you understand everything. If you have any questions about it, please let me know.
No.
Just print there, read it, sign there.
Hard to read with your head down.
She signed it, Your Honor.
All right, did you have any questions about the waiver of counsel you just signed, Ms. Wells?
No.
And you wish to represent yourself?
Yes.
All right, I just want to make sure you're, other than being emotional and upset, are you thinking with a clear mind today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any liquor or intoxicating drugs?
No.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial on these charges?
I need to get back to my boys as soon as possible. That is the only thing I can.
Ma'am, I need you to answer the questions I'm asking you. Do you understand that you have a right to a trial on these charges?
Yes.
Do you understand at trial, the state would have the burden to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt on each element of the charges?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you wanted to cross-examine the state's witnesses, you would have that right?
Yes.
Do you understand that while you can't be compelled to testify, if you wished to testify on your own behalf, you would have that right?
Yes.
All right, on the no proof of insurance charge, again, I stated that that's a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail
Mm.
and up to a $1,000 fine. There is a minimum fine of $300.
Uh,
Do you understand that?
yes. Can I have like a payment plan for that?
Well, we're not there yet.
Mm.
That's something we'll have to take up if the court accepts the plea and if you're sentenced. All right. Do you understand that in addition to the possible jail sentence, which on the Class B can be up to 6 months,
Mm.
on the unclassified misdemeanor on the expired tag could be up to 30 days. Do you
Mm.
understand that you could be ordered to serve that time?
Please don't do that.
That's an option of the court. Typically on these types of charges, you're not going to receive a jail sentence, but again, ultimately, that's an issue that would be taken up at the time of sentencing.
Mm. Okay.
And if you're not ordered to serve a jail sentence at this time, you could be placed on probation, which would be with one of our local probation offices, which would require, if it's a reporting probation, for you to meet with a probation officer and follow terms and conditions of probation that we will go over if we get to that point today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that you'll be ordered to pay court costs, and if placed on probation, you'd have to pay probation supervision fees. Do you need a few minutes to gather yourself, Miss Wells?
No.
I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to take a brief recess on your case, allow you to compose yourself and go over what we've been discussing. And I'm going to take up a different case and then we'll come back to you, okay?
Normally, I would stitch the next case or the next half of her hearing onto the end of this one, but I didn't do that this time because the camera stays going during the hearing, and I want you all to see her behavior during the proceedings of the case in between her two halves of hearings.
All right. And you're Stephen Cloud, or is it Seven Cloud?
7 o'clock.
All right. We'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus 7 Don Travius Cloud, case number 25 CR 269. State appears by Jared Regier. Mr. Cloud appears in person pro se from the Butler County Judicial Center Zoom location. Looks like you on July 11th failed to appear, then contacted the clerk towards the end of the docket, and were set over to today for first appearance. So
Yes,
I'll
sir.
go over your charge with you, Mr. Cloud. There's one count alleging that on April 20th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas, you did knowingly cause physical contact in a rude, angry, or insulting manner against Alexis Doyle, a person with whom you were involved in a dating relationship or was a family or household member. That's domestic battery, a Class B person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Do you have any questions about what you've been charged with?
No, sir.
All right. How are you wanting to proceed on your case? Are you wanting to visit with an attorney about your options?
Yes.
Okay. Can you afford to hire your own attorney?
No.
Okay. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, one would be appointed for you. You wish to apply for court appointed?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
No.
How long has it been since you worked?
I don't even know. I'm a full-time student.
Okay. You're a student
Yes, sir.
out at the college?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll appoint James, or not, actually Darren Patterson to represent you. He's an attorney here in town. I'm gonna set your court date for September the 22nd at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that'll be by Zoom, September 22nd at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, sir.
We need to set a bond. Mr. Regier, what's your recommendation?
Your Honor, it would appear that there was an attempt at a first appearance last Friday before Judge Satterfield, at which time the court made a finding that the defendant failed to appear and did enter certain orders concerning bond at that setting.
So a bond's already been posted?
I do not have any information as to whether a bond has successfully been posted, merely that the court has already entered orders as to the amount and type.
There are no notes on the docket notes or otherwise to indicate a bond's been posted. Did you ever post a bond, Mr. Cloud?
Yes. 1,500.
Okay, does anybody have a copy of that?
I do, but I didn't bring it with me.
Was that an OR bond or did you go through a bondsman?
No, I just got a money order to the jail.
He
Angela,
was in custody.
okay, has a copy of a bond made its way into the filing system?
1 minute, Judge.
When did you,
There,
go ahead,
I'm sorry, Judge. There is no bond in the Odyssey.
okay. So when did you bond out, Mr. Cloud?
Probably like around this morning, like 9, 10.
This morning?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, and you had a money order was sent to the jail?
Yeah, my roommate from school, he brought it up there to come get me out.
Okay, did you meet with a bondsman or was it a
No.
OR bond? You just signed your own bond? Well,
Yeah, I
it'd
signed
be
my
an
own.
OR bond if you paid $150.
I don't really know. The lady who was booking us, she told my roommate when he called that we can just money order the jail directly. And that's what he did. He brought it up there.
All right. Al, do you guys have any information about the bond situation?
We're calling out there right now to find
Okay.
out.
Judge, if I may, it looks like there was a 2,500 capture surety bond awarded on from Judge Satterfield, but there's nothing in here that indicates that's been done.
Okay, so she ordered that Friday.
Yes.
Okay, well, obviously you posted it because you're out of jail.
Right.
And you've appeared, so. All right, as a condition of bond, you're not to have contact with Alexis Doyle. Is that going to pose any sort of an issue for you, Mr. Cloud?
No, sir.
Okay, that's no contact in any manner, by phone, by social media, in person, sending somebody else to relay a message. And we set a
Yeah.
court date. I've appointed an attorney. Mr. Regier, anything else we need to do?
Not from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cloud, do you have any questions?
And how long is the no contact?
Until the case has been disposed of, or sometimes upon motion of the judge who's assigned to the case, that order can be modified or lifted, but That'll remain in place until such time as the judge in your case is Judge Webster, if she would modify that in some manner. So you might visit with Mr. Patterson about any options you might have regarding the bond.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
And you said just talk to the attorney you appointed about any other things about the no contact?
He'll be able to discuss all the aspects of your case with you.
All right.
And it'd be a good idea when you got done here today, his office is across the street. Pop in there and give him your contact information so he'll know how to get a hold of you.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying he'd be able to meet with you today, but you can at least give him all of your contact information.
I got you.
Okay. Al, did you have a question?
Yeah, Your Honor, they said it was a $1,500 cash or share amount bond.
Okay. All
And
right,
they,
very good. All right, if there's nothing further then, we'll be in recess, and Mr. Cloud, you are excused at this time. Have a good day. In state of Kansas versus Laura Wells, same appearances as before. Miss Wells, are you wanting to continue to proceed with this attempted plea?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you're of sound mind and are emotionally able to move on?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've gone over your trial rights with you, the possible penalties that can be imposed. Do you have any questions about anything we've discussed so far?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, that was no.
No, sir.
Okay. Has anybody made any threats or promises to get you to enter into a plea today?
No.
Is your plea being made freely and voluntarily of your own free will?
Yes.
Are you entering a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty of each of these three offenses? Okay, was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll need to go through each one of these charges individually. When you enter a guilty plea, you're saying you did in fact commit what you have been charged with. What makes you guilty of no proof of insurance?
I couldn't afford insurance. I was fleeing for my life, though. That vehicle was my only means to getting me and the boys to safety. But I did not have insurance.
All right, so did that occur? Where were you pulled over?
In El Dorado, I think. I
In
had
town or outside of town?
several cars following me. My sense of direction was a little off. I was scared. I'm not exactly sure where.
And this occurred earlier today on July 14th?
I called the police myself when it happened. I had stopped in El Dorado right before it happened and called the police and told them that there was 2 cars following me. And I was concerned about driving to Topeka in the dark. But the boys and I had been in the car since the day before, trying to find a shelter to go to. So I decided to go ahead and push through and try to get there.
Okay, Mr. Regier, can you, for purposes of a factual basis, tell me where this stop occurred?
I actually called myself. I wasn't pulled over.
Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, is the court find that the defendant has in fact successfully waived her right to counsel on the record?
Yes.
Very good, Your Honor. Your Honor, pursuant to the ticket in this matter, the ticket appears to refer to a stop occurring on I-35 southbound at milepost 76. The state's understanding is that is within Butler County boundaries, specifically on the northeast side of El Dorado, also in close proximity to El Dorado Lake. The ticket further refers to date of occurrence of July 14, 2025.
All right, thank you. All right, what makes you guilty of expired tag or registration?
In Oklahoma, it costs quite a bit to get your car tagged. I think mine at the current right now, it's about $12.50. I'm not working. I've been running from this particular issue for a few months, so I didn't have money to get it tagged.
Okay, so you've admitted that you didn't have valid insurance or a current tag or registration on the vehicle. Is that correct?
Sir,
Okay, and then what makes you guilty of driving on the wrong side of a divided highway?
I did in fact turn around. The 18-wheeler that was in front of me turned his lights off and stopped in the middle of the road and turned to the side. And there was 3 cars approaching behind me very fast. I was very concerned that it was an ambush. So I did turn my car around and called 911.
Mr. Regier, are there any police reports that would corroborate any of this information that Miss Wells has discussed as part of what was occurring?
This is an awful lot to go through performatively just to get out of these charges. I don't know if it's real or not, but she genuinely seems terrified for her safety and for the safety of her children. If it's not true, she certainly believes it in her own mind, without a doubt.
Apparently in the early morning hours today.
Your Honor, besides the ticket, I am showing another report in my file. Although based off of the statements made by the defendant on the record, the state would note on the record that it does have certain concerns under KSA 223302. However, if the court is prepared to proceed, I can certainly supplement the record as needed.
What's the statute you just cited?
KSA 223302, Your Honor.
That statute deals with competency. It says that if anybody questions the competency, then the hearing has to be halted and suspended.
Station.
Miss Wells, I'm having concerns about your level of competency here today.
I'm competent, Your Honor. This can be backed up. I have a criminal defense attorney in Oklahoma City that can back up what has been going on. I also, in Emporia, there is an officer there who can back up the fact that I was being followed. They actually escorted me to the county line the night before. I had been fleeing this from Texas. They in fact validated that there was vehicles following me. He sent his officers out to see.
Now, also remember, she stopped her vehicle and she's the one that called for help. And she ended up getting arrested because of all the other circumstances of the vehicle not being registered, not having tags on it. And I'm pretty sure the officers also were concerned for her mental health and well-being.
This can all be confirmed and validated. I've got the attorney's number.
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna halt further proceedings on any sort of a plea. The court has not accepted a plea at this point. And I'm gonna set this over to the expedited misdemeanor control docket for July 18th at 1:30 in front of Judge Lee. I'm going to appoint Darren Patterson to represent you. He's an attorney here in town.
Please don't make me sit in here any longer, sir.
I have concerns about your competency and your safety based on what you've been telling the court today. So that's just a few days from now, you'll be back in front of a judge with an attorney.
What about my boys? They've been through so much.
Well,
So my babies.
so we need to establish some sort of a bond. Mr. Regier, what would be the state's request?
Your Honor, in this matter, the state would be requesting a cash or surety bond of the amount of at least $3,000. Based off of statements made on the record by the defendant, it would appear this is a defendant with little to no, if any, ties to Butler County, as well as based off the defendant's statements concerning her acts of travel recently. The state does consider this defendant a significant flight risk. Additionally, it is the state's understanding that this is a defendant with history of convictions out of a jurisdiction well outside the state of Kansas that the state considers relevant. Therefore, the state does respectfully submit that $3,000 cash or surety is appropriate.
Please, I have never been in trouble in my life. I'm not a criminal. I am just trying to get to safety. This organization, La Raza, feels like I have snitched. I went to the police about the murder, and my ex and sister are both heavily involved in them. I am just trying to get my sons and I to a safe location. I'm not trying to run from anybody or cause any trouble. We have been through so much.
I'm going to set bond at $5,000 cash or surety. As a condition of bond, you're not to leave the state of Kansas.
I can't bond out.
The hearing on July 18th at 1:30 will be by Zoom. Again, you'll have an attorney here with you. All right, Mr. Regier, is there anything else we need to do today on this case?
Not from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wells, do you have any questions?
I'm begging y'all not to do this.
Well, I think it's for your best interest, Ms. Wells. I have concerns about your competency and your safety. So if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. You are excused, Ms. Wells.
Yeah, that one was wild. Yeah. I'm very, very interested to see how the July 18th hearing goes. I've got it in my calendar. I have notice after notice set up so that I don't forget and so that I sit on the dockets that day. Yeah, I have to know. I have to follow this one.
All right, Mr. Regier, have I covered everything on your list?
It would appear so, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much.
Nendan Accles, Mr. Lewis, and Mr. Nichols. Did you pick that shirt special for today? Do you even know what it says? Probably should have thought about that a little bit before you came to court, right?
I never heard it. It was just no fun.
Oh, all right. You're Nendan Accles, and Mr. Accles is charged with burglary of a habitation in 240478. And what is the announcement?
Judge, Mr. Accles, had recently had made bond again and requalified. He was supposed to be hiring Mr. Kimmler, and he had been hospitalized for a few weeks. I think he was staying at the actual judge, and but he's gotten the money together where he's gonna meet with him this Friday
Okay.
and take care of it.
All right. So you'll be able to hire Mr. Kimmler this Friday? Okay. I'm going to reset your case in normal reset, which is about 30 days. Until you hire Mr. Kimmler, Mr. Lewis is your attorney. Stay in touch with him. If you get Mr. Kimmler hired, he'll let us know, and then we'll go forward that way. Okay? All right. You're free to go. Pay attention to what you wear to court next time.
Thank you.
Mr. Kimmler, on Joshua Mays at the sentencing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're Joshua Mays. And Mr. Mays is on probation for burglary of a habitation, was placed on a deferred probation back in September of 2021. And that was a 10-year, no, it wasn't, it was a 3-year deferred probation. There was a motion to adjudicate filed. We were here before. Mr. Mays pled true to failure to report and a failure to pay court-assessed fees. Let's see, hold on a second, let me go back and find. So it looks like, do you want to put on any evidence with regard to counts 2 and 3, the education program and the MRT?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can call your first witness, Mr. Nichols.
You swear in?
Yes, would you please raise your right hand, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Ms. Joseph, how long have you been supervising Mr. Mays?
Since April of 2022.
And during that time, was he ordered to participate in the GED program?
Yes.
Has he completed that?
No, sir.
Did he provide you the verification that he was participating in that?
No, sir.
Are you aware of the issue he outlined in the letter to the court that he claimed he made progress while at ISF, but those credits would be accepted by the program, or do you know what that issue is?
I read it in his letter.
Do you know anything else about that, whether or not they would take those credits or not?
No.
Yeah, but did he give you the verification that he's been participating in that GED program? Okay, and moving on, was he also ordered to participate in the moral recognition therapy program?
Yes, sir.
And has he participated in that?
No, sir.
What level of participation has he done in the MRT program?
He has not even begun to start it. However, while we were waiting to come to court for this, they have since discontinued for a period of time until they can hire someone to offer the class. And we will again, but it's just worthwhile to note that while we were waiting, somebody retired, and so they had to hire someone else.
At what point did they suspend the MRT program?
March of this year.
Okay.
March or April.
But during the years he's been on probation, he had not made
Prior
any
to that,
progress?
no, sir.
Okay. And so should he be, and that program you believe will be available in the future?
It will.
Is there anything else contained in your pre-sentence investigation that you want to bring to the court's attention?
Stated what I needed to say.
Okay, thank you. Now I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kimmler?
Have you checked with the ISF facility to see if they have a GED program or?
They for a fact do, sir.
Did you check to see if he could participate in it?
He didn't mention anything about it until after his release from the facility.
And my question is, did you try to
No,
check?
I didn't have a reason to, Mr. Kimber. He didn't say that he had participated in that until after his release.
No, I'm not trying to put you in a defensive posture. I'm just wondering if there's been any kind of independent attempt by the probation department to corroborate what he said about participating in the program while in ISF.
He didn't present any documentation.
So my
And I
question-
didn't check with ISF to verify what he said.
But just to be clear, ISF does in fact have a GED program.
They do.
Okay. Has he maintained employment while he's been on probation?
He has.
So lack of a GED, and again, the GED is worthwhile on its own merits, but it doesn't seem to have impacted his ability to maintain employment, the lack of the GED. He's been able to maintain employment without a
Yes.
GED. So he would say he has worked faithfully at suitable employment.
He has.
What is the moral recognition class? Is that how you say it, recognition?
Yes, sir. That's how you say it.
How many sessions is that?
8.
Over a week, once a week or once a
They
month?
present one lesson each week until they have finished the course.
And it's a progression, then they're different classes. It's like a progression 1 through 8.
There
So you
is
would
a
have to-
book that they have to purchase, and they do each chapter in the book until they have completed the book.
In sequence, right?
Yes,
In
sir.
sequence. So he would need at least 8 weeks to complete that if you took one session per week, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Has he maintained proper demeanor with you?
Yes, sir.
And as far as his reporting, he certainly hasn't become an absconder, is that right?
He's been an absconder 3 times.
Well, as far as what she's concerned, has he maintained contact with you or has he become an
Since his
absconder?
release from custody, yes.
He's maintained contact
Yes.
with you and reported this directly. In your report, you seem to indicate a willingness, a reluctant willingness perhaps, to have him continued on probation. Would you agree with that?
I hesitated to recommend that he be continued.
Did you recommend that or not?
My statement was that I hesitate to recommend, should the court decide. So I'm really leaving it up to the court because I don't want to make a recommendation.
Because you don't have a recommendation. then. So you're not recommending that he be revoked, but you're not recommending that he be continued. Is that fair? But if the court were to see fit to continue him, then you would suggest extending him a year to give him an opportunity to complete the GED, pay his fees, and I guess at this point, once you all get somebody hired to do the moral recognition therapy class. Is that right?
Right, and I also recommend you come back to verify.
Every 6 months?
Yes.
Sure.
Because he has a habit of not reporting.
And of course, you could notify the court in that event, and we could schedule a hearing and holding this in abeyance, right, these allegations.
I'm not
Yes.
holding, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I was just, if that's what,
Yeah.
what's the purpose of the moral recognition therapy class? Since, what's that directed to achieve with the probationers?
It's to teach them moral standards, have a sense of ethics and values, as well as other life skills.
To what end? To keep them from reoffending, would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Be a good citizen.
Yes, sir.
Has he reoffended since he's been on probation? Do you know?
No, well, no, sir, he has not.
That's what.
I have another question concerning those allegations, Your Honor.
Thank you. So concerning those allegations, number 2 and number 3, I am going to find those true, that there's sufficient evidence to find counts 2 and 3 true. And so what, the ISF that he went to, it doesn't say if it was cognitive or, do you know, Mr.?
It would have been a combination of both at the time. It was substance abuse cognitive intervention tracks because he tested positive for THC.
So he went, back then, you could do both. You can't do
Yes.
that now.
I
I don't think.
Based on what they're offering at this point. But yes, he went for cognitive as well as substance abuse.
Okay.
And we're referring to the admin hearing from January 15th of 25, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Indicates that on January 12th of 2024, that it was recommended and approved that he, or on the 23rd, sorry, that he was successfully complete ISF, cognitive, and substance abuse tracks.
So is that a 6-month program or a 3-month?
It is a 90-day program.
90 days, so it wasn't both static.
I think they changed what they offer now, but it's a substance abuse now, and then it's a cognitive, and then relapse. At this time, they combined substance abuse and cognitive tracks.
Okay.
I think you wanted to address the court to your honor to appropriate time. He has written the letter.
I've read the letter as well. Mr. Mays?
With the transcripts, I have them in my folder. When I went up to the GD, the workforce center, the lady said that she couldn't take them, so I started doing the GD on my own, like on my phone. When I get off work, I complete the classes on my own. I just never brought it to her attention, but I have been doing a different classes and stuff on my own.
Why didn't you bring it to her like you're supposed to?
No excuse.
Okay.
She brought it to her.
Mr. Nichols?
Judge, I know that this is a tough call for the court. These aren't the worst allegations we've ever seen, but he's also in zero tolerance and has been several times sanctioned, both in jail and with the ISF programs. And still, after only 3 years on, not even 4 years on probation, Judge, we're back yet again. It's really a test of zero tolerance at this point, Judge, because that's what he was ordered, was no problems whatsoever. And missing 3 months of reporting is a pretty big red flag to me, Judge.
Let me look back at something real quick. Also, before I want to make sure everything is saying that it was burglary of a habitation, but at some point, it looks like, at least on the old PSI, it was attempted burglary of a habitation, a 3rd degree. I want to make sure all the administrative hearings, the motion to revoke, everything says burglary of a habitation. I want to get that cleared up.
Your Honor, actually, I think the indictment is attempted. At least I'm looking
Is
at the
it?
indictment that's captioned attempted burglary of habitation.
Okay, so the burglary of a habitation, do you want to make an oral motion to amend at least this motion that we're talking about today?
Yes, Your Honor, I will change burglary of habitation to attempted burglary of a habitation, comma, a 3rd degree felony.
All right. So we're talking about a 3rd degree felony. So, Mr. Mays, the problem is that you just like to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah, Matt.
And
could I argue if you're, the thing I just wanted to say is it's kind of a glass half full, glass half empty thing. If you want to look at somebody that we're trying to return to the community as a productive citizen, which is the goal, versus sending another person to the penitentiary, he has maintained employment. And he's had some, I guess, hiccups on probation as far as reporting, but he hasn't reoffended and he's employed. And it seems like he is making a positive contribution to society at this stage. I don't really see where the interest, me personally, as the interest of the community would be served is to send another person to the penitentiary where they are making enough progress. And again, it's marginal, but looking at the totality of the circumstances to keep working with him, to hopefully keep him out of prison where he can keep employed.
well, here's my thoughts, Mr. Mays. You're not going home today. That's not happening. You're not going to walk out of here today. You're either going to get revoked to go to prison, or you're going to go to the cognitive track of ISF. Because somewhere along the path, you did not pay attention and you haven't learned from whatever treatment you've had before to make better decisions. You've been put on zero tolerance. You've been told don't miss another appointment. You have now 3 different times been given these opportunities and have not taken advantage of them. I don't disagree with Mr. Kimmler. You haven't reoffended. You're not testing positive all the time. You're not doing those things, but you don't get to choose when you go to probation, when you don't, and you don't get to all of a sudden be really good at it when you have a court date coming up. Because that's something that is really frustrating to me, is that all of a sudden people start doing what they're supposed to be doing when they know they could go to prison. So My thought, I mean, the thing, it's ridiculous. You have hardly any criminal history. You got into some trouble as a juvenile. You haven't been in much trouble at all. And you're not taking advantage of keeping this conviction off your record. And that's going to be on you, not on me, if this happens again. Because I have no doubt if I do what I'm thinking about doing and we're back in here again, Mr. Nichols is going to point out to me how many times I've given you an opportunity. Do you understand? There will not be another opportunity. I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 and 4 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Again, find that there was sufficient evidence to find counts 2 and 3 true and find those true. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and revoke your probation, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue you on probation. I'm going to add an additional 3 years to your probation. So you could have already been done, but instead you have 3 more years. And that's the 1 year for every time that you've been an absconder. So that's what you're going to have to do at this point. I'm going to order that you enter and successfully complete the cognitive track of the ISF program. You need to take advantage of that program, learn to follow the rules, all the rules, get out, and you still have an excellent opportunity.
So missing roughly 3 hours of probation appointments just cost him 3 additional years of his life on probation. Good choice. That is excellent time management skills, buddy.
But if you're back in front of me again, I'll see all of this. I'll probably wonder at the time what I was thinking today, but you will not get this opportunity again. Do you understand? 1 missed meeting. We're not going to do 2 or 3 missed meetings. We're not going to get to absconder status again. You miss a meeting, I want to hear about it in an administrative hearing. There's going to be a motion to revoke, and you're going to go to jail.
Your Honor, since he's going to cognitive track on ISF, could we rescind the moral recognition therapy? It seemed to be redundant.
Nope. Kind of seems like he needs some redundancy. Might help if he gets out and then has more to reinforce what he learned. So no, I'm not going to do that. All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was not an agreement. You do have some rights to appeal. You can talk to Mr. Kimler about that. Good luck to you, sir. You can go back with the bailiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge.
All right, this is the first appearance docket for Butler County, Kansas, July 14th, 2025. There at Lansing, are you Joshua White? You'll need to have that camera unmuted if you can do that. Should be in the lower left-hand corner.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're Joshua White?
I am, sir.
We'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus Joshua Aaron White, case number 24 CR 536. The state appears by Jared Regier. Mr. White appears in custody from the Lansing Correctional Facility. Looks like you filed a disposition of detainers. I'm not showing that there's ever been a first appearance on this case. Mr. Regier, do you show a first appearance ever having been done on this case?
Not based on my records, Your Honor.
All right. Do you recall ever having a first appearance done on this case, Mr. White?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'll go over these charges with you then. All right, there's 2 counts. Count 1's alleged to have occurred on June 28th, 2021 in Butler County, Kansas. It's alleged that you intentionally gained or attempted to gain anything of value or compel or attempt to compel Christy Hannon to act against her will by threatening to disseminate any video, photograph, film, or image in violation of KSA 21-6101. That is blackmail. That's a level 4 person felony. There's actually 3 counts. Count 2 is alleged to have occurred on or about February 11th, 2021 through June 8th, 2021 in Butler County, Kansas. That's an allegation of stalking.
I'm trying to get these saved accounts now.
Alleged victim is Christy.
I understand saves are revolving door.
Is that background noise coming from your location, Mr. White?
It's from a lady that's in this office. She's on the phone.
All right. Are you still able to hear me?
I am.
Okay. That's stalking. That's the level 9 person felony. Count 3 is charged in the alternative. February 3rd, 2020 through June 8th, 2021. Harassment by telecommunications device, alleged victim, Christy Lynn Hannon. Under either theory, it's a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Do you understand your charges, Mr. White?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you on this case?
I cannot, Your Honor.
All right. How long have you been incarcerated?
Look at the other stuff.
3 months and 21 days, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know your earliest release date?
2049, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll go ahead and appoint James Watts to represent you. He's an attorney.
2049, sorry. 30 interrupted. 2049.
Okay. I'm appointing James Watts to represent you. He's an attorney here in El Dorado. Do you need his contact information?
I would love it if I could.
Do you have something to write with?
I don't know. What's his contact information going to do me if I can't get a hold of him? Can he contact me? But I got a pen.
I can provide it to you if you want it. If you don't want it, then I'm sure he'll reach out to you in some.
James Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
Correct.
Ready?
The phone number at his office is 216. I don't
Okay.
have an address for him here. He's on Central Street. I don't know what kind of access you have to
Nothing.
internet or anything.
Wait for him to respond. I'll wait for his initial contact.
Okay.
Thank you.
This case has been assigned to my division. I'm going to put this on my felony preliminary hearing control docket, August the 11th at 2:30 p.m. That'll be a Zoom here. August 11th at 2:30. Between now and then, Mr. Watts would have received the police reports and whatnot. I don't know what manner he'll try to communicate with you, but he'll be present with you on that date.
And then the other two
Okay.
are.
It may not matter, but we do need to set a bond. Mr. Regier, any particular bond amount state requested?
Your Honor, may I request a brief moment to review this file before I will be in a position to respond?
Sure.
Your Honor, the state's information is that a certain request was filed with the court back on December 13th of 2024. I do not have the status of that request, but I believe but it would appear that the court that a certain bond amount and request was made at that time. But again, I do not have any information confirming whether or not such of the request has actually been ruled on.
Okay. It looks like a bond was previously set at $5,000 cash or surety. So that'll be the order of the court as a condition of bond. Again, it probably is not going to matter, but you're to have no contact with Christy Lynn Hannon, the alleged victim in this case.
Yeah, so whatever.
All right, Mr. Regier, any other matters on the Joshua White case that need to be addressed?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions, Mr. White?
No, sir, I don't. What's the next step? What's the first appearance? What do we do?
This is the first appearance. I just read you what the charges are. We established bond. The next hearing will be to determine whether or not you're going to request a preliminary hearing or not.
Yeah, I'm in here on the same charges that I'm being charged with today. It's just, I don't know how many times you can beat a dead horse. I'm not getting out until 2049 for something I haven't done. But here I see.
Well, you'll want to discuss those issues with your attorney and perhaps something can get worked out.
Put Anthony and Randall together.
Okay, thank you for your time, sir.
All right, you as well. If there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. Mr. White, you are excused.
Anthony and Randall in there
Thank you.
together.
I can go.
You're free to go.
Thank you, sir.
But go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing. All right.
All right, there at the jail, are you Trevor Beavenon?
Yes, sir.
All right, according to my list, you were arrested on some DUI and drug-related charges. However, the state has not filed charges yet. Is that accurate, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, the state's information is that my office was recently made aware of this case, and therefore the state's request is that it be set over to the Wednesday first appearance docket, July 16th at 1:30.
Okay, is the state requesting a bond amount?
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, if the court is determined to take up the issue of bond at this time, the state is requesting at the very least a $5,000 cash assure.
Well, I don't know if we can even set a bond if it hasn't been charged.
And Your Honor, that the state does acknowledge that the state's information has not been filed with the court at present in this matter, so I'm not sure if the court wants to take up the issue of bond or not.
All right. Where do you live, Mr. Bevan?
El Dorado, Kansas.
How long have you lived in El Dorado?
About 4 years now.
Okay. Do you work?
I do.
Where do you work?
Extron Aviation in Wichita.
Okay. How long have you worked at Textron?
4 years.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and order that you be released today unless you have any other holds. I'm gonna order that you reappear for first appearance on Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. And I'm gonna order that you appear from the Butler County Judicial Center to utilize the Zoom equipment here at the courthouse. Do you know where the Judicial Center is located?
I do not.
Okay, 120 West Pine, is that right? Downtown?
Oh, okay. 201 West Pine?
Yes.
Okay.
So big red building off of back there off of Central.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else on this one, Mr. Regier?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Unless you have any other holds, then you should be able to be released. Mr. Bevan, make sure you appear from the Judicial Center Zoom location Wednesday at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
All right. We are in recess. Thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Chase Hull?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll go on the record in state of Kansas versus Chase Conrad Hull, case number 25 CR 314. The state appears by Jared Regier. Mr. Hull appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. You're here for a first appearance. Mr. Hull, have you received a copy of your charges yet?
Just at booking, but not a physical copy, no.
All right. There are 3 counts, all alleged to have occurred on July 13th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges unlawful possession of cocaine. That is a level 5 drug felony. Count 2 alleges unlawful possession of paraphernalia for use. That is a class B non-person misdemeanor. Count 3 alleges transporting an open container of alcoholic beverage, an unclassified misdemeanor. Those are the 3 charges. Do you have any questions about those charges, Mr. Hull?
No, sir.
All right. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you?
No.
All right. Do you wish to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
All right. You currently employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
B&B Air Parts in Wichita.
Okay. Do you get paid by the hour?
Yeah.
What's your hourly wage?
18.
Okay. Do you work 40 hours a week?
Yep.
Do you have any dependents that you support financially?
No.
Do you pay rent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much is your rent each month?
900.
Well, I don't know if you're going to qualify for court-appointed counsel, Mr. Hull.
Okay.
So you'll be responsible for hiring your own attorney if, after looking around, you're not having any luck being able to afford somebody. If you want to submit a written application, you can get that at the clerk's office and the court can reevaluate whether or not you apply. I'm going to set this case on Judge Hart rather's preliminary hearing control docket. That'll be done on August 27th at 2:30 p.m. and that'll be done by Zoom, August 27th at 2:30. We do need to set a bond. Mr. Regier, what's your recommendation?
Your Honor, if the court is prepared to order multiple special conditions, including that the defendant shall not leave the state, have no contact with any illegal drugs or alcohol, and no contact with any co-defendants, the state is prepared to recommend a $2,500 cash or surety bond. This is based off the state's information. It is the state's understanding that this is a defendant with a history of diversions and convictions that the court may consider relevant, besides at least one conviction for DUI, diversions for misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia, and misdemeanor DUI. It would also appear that pursuant to page 1 of the affidavit, law enforcement located a white powdery substance consistent with cocaine throughout the vehicle, as well as noted a half full can of beer where the defendant was seated inside the vehicle at the time of the incident.
All right, what town do you live in, Mr. Hull?
Wichita.
Okay, I'm gonna set bond at $2,500 cash or surety as a condition of bond. You're not to possess alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you have any reason to leave the state of Kansas during the pendency of these proceedings?
No, sir.
All right, well, that'll be a bond condition as well. Again, if you're able to make bond, I would start calling attorneys right away, see if you can get somebody on board. The sooner you act on that, the better. You don't want to show up in August in Judge Hart's court without either having an attorney retained or having applied for a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Regier, other matters on the whole case?
Your Honor, the state would renew its request for no contact with any co-defendants as a special condition of bond in this matter.
Is Mr. Beavenon a co-defendant?
Your Honor, the endorsed witnesses list on the information appears to refer to multiple individuals, including one such individual last name Bevan and one such individual last name McEachern.
Is there any reason you need to have contact with those individuals?
No, sir.
All right, that will be a condition of bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions, Mr. Hull?
No, sir.
All right, we'll be in recess. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Are you Dustin McCathan?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go on the record in state of Kansas versus Dustin Lee McCathan, case
This is one of the co-defendants.
number 25 CR 315. The state appears by Jared Regier. Mr. McCathan appears from the custody of the Butler County Jail. You're here for a first appearance. There are two charges, both alleged to have occurred on July 13th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges you are in unlawful possession of cocaine. That is a level 5 drug felony. Count 2 alleges unlawful possession of paraphernalia for use, for having a clear baggie, I'm assuming to store the cocaine. That's possession of paraphernalia for use. Be asked to enter a plea today, August 11th at 2:30. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
All right. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, one would be appointed for you, but you think you can get one hired?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I won't appoint an attorney for you. If you wish to apply at a different time, you need to get a written application from the clerk's office here at the courthouse and fill that out to see if you qualify. We do need to set a bond. Mr. Regier states request for bond.
Your Honor, if the court is prepared to order all standard conditions, including no contact with any co-defendants, that the defendant shall not leave the state of Kansas, as well as no drugs or alcohol, which the state does consider relevant given the nature of the charges currently before the court, the state is prepared to recommend a $1,500 cash or surety bond. The state's understanding is this is a defendant with little to no prior conviction history. However, it would appear that pursuant to pages 1 and 2 of the affidavit, the law enforcement located a white powdery substance consistent with cocaine throughout the vehicle, as well as positively identifying cocaine on the defendant's nose, and it is alleged that the defendant admitted to partaking in the same, so that is the basis of the request.
All right, I'll set bond at $1,500 cash or surety as a condition of bond. You're not to possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you have any reason to leave the state of Kansas?
No.
All right, that will be a the condition of bond, you're not to leave the state of Kansas, and you're to have no contact with the co-defendants. In this case, who I understand to be Chase Hull and Trevor Beavenon. Do you have any questions about those conditions of bond?
No, sir.
All right. If you make bond, I'd start calling attorneys right away, get somebody on board.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Regier, any other matters on this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McCathan, you are excused at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Gary Leforge?
Yes, it's Gary.
Gary, all right. It doesn't look like the county attorney's office has filed any charges yet. Is that correct, Mr. Regier?
One moment, Your Honor. That would appear accurate based off the state's information, Your Honor.
All right. You were arrested, looks like on a drug-related charge. However, the state hasn't filed charges yet. That doesn't mean that they won't in the future. They might be waiting on some lab testing results or other law enforcement information. So leave a good address there at the jail. That way, if the state does file charges, they'll have a good address to send you a summons to appear in court. If they can't get you served with a summons, then they'll likely issue an arrest warrant. Do you have any questions?
I'm just trying to I have a probation violation in Wilson County. That's what I'm trying to get to. I have a hold in Wilson, just trying to get to Wilson County.
Okay, well, you're released on this charge, so if you have a hold out of Wilson County, they should be able to start processing that through.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Are you Aurora McNeel? On McNeel, case number 25 CR 316. The state appears by Jared Regier. Miss McNeel appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. You're here for a first appearance. There's one charge alleging that on July 12th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas, you did knowingly cause physical contact with Ty McNeel in a rude, angry, or insulting manner. And Mr. McNeel being a person with whom you're involved in a dating relationship or as a family or household member. That's domestic battery. That's a Class B person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Do you understand your charge, Ms. McNeel?
Yes.
All right. How do you wish to proceed on this case? Are you going to try to hire an attorney? Going to represent yourself? Do you know yet?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you wish to have time to consult with an attorney? Did you answer?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think it's probably, if you're undecided, it's probably better to have some sort of consultation with an attorney regarding what your options might be on this charge. So I'm going to go ahead and have a not guilty plea entered. That can change in the future. Can you afford to hire an attorney?
On my own, no, I cannot.
Do you wish to apply for a court-appointed attorney? You do have a right to representation if you can't afford to hire your own. Okay. Okay, are you employed?
No.
How long has it been since you worked?
Years, I'm not sure.
Okay, do you have any stream of income?
No.
All right, I'm going to appoint Darren Patterson to represent you. He's an attorney here in El Dorado. They'll provide you with his contact information. I'm going to set a court date for you in front of Judge Webster on her misdemeanor control docket, which will be September 22nd.
How on earth do you go years without working? I must know this trick. Defendants say it all the time. Why do I have to work? Why do they get a free ride? Or a freeloader ride?
2025 at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that docket is conducted by Zoom, September 22nd at 8 o'clock in the morning. We do need to set a bond. Mr. Regier, what is your recommendation for bond?
Your Honor, if the court is prepared to order GPS and scram monitoring in this case with special emphasis on no contact with the alleged victim in this case, the state is prepared to recommend a $1,000 cash or surety bond. Besides having at least one prior failure to appear, it is the state's information that it is alleged that during the incident pursuant to page 1 of the affidavit that the defendant struck the victim in the face while being intoxicated, as well as beating on the doors of a residence to gain access while a minor child was also inside the residence, as well as the defendant subsequently attempting to throw a ladder at the victim's truck.
All right. What town do you live in, Miss McNeel?
Rosalia.
Rosalia. All right, I'm going to set bond at $1,000 cash or surety as a condition of bond. You're to be equipped with a GPS bracelet as well as a scram, monitoring the scram detects any alcohol in your system. So if you attempt to consume alcohol, the monitoring people will be notified of that. You're to have no contact with the alleged victim, Ty McNeel. Is that your husband?
Yes.
Okay, so you're to have no contact with him at this time. Do you have any questions?
Until when? I would like to be able to see my children.
Well, I've made no orders regarding contact with your children, but you can't make those arrangements by trying to go through Ty McNeel. So you might consult with Mr. Patterson if you're able to on what your options might be, but unless modified by Judge Webster in the future, you're to have no contact with Ty McNeel for the time being. And that's by in person, by phone, by text, by social media. You can't send somebody over there to relay a message to him. So is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Regier, and you're not to possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs, obviously, as a condition of bond. Mr. Regier, anything further?
From the state, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions, Ms. McNeel?
Am I going to be able to be released today?
You'll need to make arrangements with the bondsman, and if you can get a bondsman to help you out, they'll be able to get you hooked up with the monitoring people to get your GPS and scram hooked up.
Okay.
So, all right, if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. You are excused. Thank you. Good afternoon, Benjamin Parmter.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is it Parmter or Parmter?
Parmter.
All right, we'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus Benjamin Lee Parmter, the third, case number 25 CR 313. State appears by Jared Regier. Mr. Parmter appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. You're here for a first appearance.
Yes, sir.
There are 4 counts, all alleged to have occurred on July 14th, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 is charged. In the alternative, it's fleeing or attempting to elude an officer, a level 9 person felony. One alternative to the charge alleges that you were engaged in reckless driving while you were fleeing and eluding a Deputy James Nelson. The other alternative is the version of the statute that does not contemplate the reckless driving. Again, those are both level 9 person felonies. Count 2.
Can I ask a question? How did they bring those charges up? Because they only told me I was getting fleeing from the officer and driving while suspended. That was it.
Well,
On my
what
paperwork.
typically happens is law enforcement might arrest you for certain charges, but once the county attorney's office reviews the information from law enforcement, they may decide to charge you with something different or not charge you with something that you thought you were going to be charged with. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. I was just trying to catch on what you're saying. Yeah.
All right. Count 2 alleges that you were unlawfully obtained or exerted unauthorized control over a 2005 Cadillac Escalade belonging to a Patricia Lentz. The Escalade having a value of at least $1,500, but less than $25,000. That's theft, a level 9 non-person felony.
How'd they hit me for theft when we're married?
I'm not sure of what all the facts and circumstances are of the case, Mr. Parmter. I'm just letting you know what you're charged with.
Okay.
You'll have an opportunity to consult with an attorney if you wish.
Yes. I'm just trying to get a bond. I'm just trying to get a bond so I can bond out today.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I've got 2 more charges to go over with you. Count 3 alleges that you were in violation of a protective order.
Maybe that's how they got you for theft, even though you're married. You're not supposed to be having contact with her. She doesn't want to have contact with you.
That being a condition of your bond, not to have contact with Patricia Lentz in Butler County case number 25 CR 281. Violation of a protective order, class A, person misdemeanor. And count 4 alleges you are operating a motor vehicle on a highway of this state while your license has been suspended or canceled. First offense, that's a class B non-person misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what you've been charged with, Mr.
Yes,
Palm?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Can you afford to hire an attorney?
No, I got 7 kids that I'm taking care of.
Okay. Are you employed?
I work on and off with Village Decorative, and then I run my own handyman service, and I barely even can afford my rent where I'm staying at. Like, I gotta do like multiple jobs for like $200 to $300, and I gotta save that and put gas in the equipment that I'm running, or pay someone to come drive me around because I don't, like you said, I don't have a license.
All right. I'll appoint James Watts to represent you.
Yes, sir.
Depending on what happens with your case, you may be ordered to pay back some or all of his fees. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they'll give you his contact information. He's here in town.
Yes.
And we do need to set court date. Your case has been assigned to Judge Ricky. Your next court date is September the 8th at 2:30 p.m. And that'll be done by Zoom. That's on the felony preliminary hearing control docket.
Okay.
Since there is felony charges here, you're not entering any sort of a plea at this time. That will happen sometime down the road.
Yes,
next order of business is setting a bond. Mr. Regier, what's state's recommendation for bond?
Your Honor, in this matter, the state is seeking a high bond in the amount of at least 10,000 cash or surety, subject to all standard conditions, including no contact with the alleged victim. This is defendant who apparently previously had the financial wherewithal to make a $5,000 professional surety bond in Butler County 25 CR 281. The case referred to in count 3 of the information. Additionally, it is the state's understanding that the alleged victim in the current case, 25 CR 313, is the same victim in 25 CR 281, as well as 2 other Butler County cases which recently proceeded to sentencing, 24 CR 356 and 24 CR 284. Additionally, it is the state's understanding that this is defendant with a history of at least 11 failures to appear and a number of convictions that the court may consider relevant, at least 5 driving while suspended, 1 new proof of insurance, 1 circumvention of ignition airlock device, 2 violations of protective order, at least 1 count of misdemeanor theft, as well as at least 5 various felonies, including at least 1 felony theft. So the state does consider a high bond of at least 10,000 cash or surety to be highly appropriate.
Right. Mr. Parmter, where do you live?
Right now I'm at, I don't know the
I don't
address.
need an address. What town?
In between, I'd say in between Augusta and Andover on Tawakoni.
Okay. Well, I think a high bond's necessary. I'm going to set bond at 15,000 cash or surety. And I'm going to order absolutely no contact with
Yes.
Patricia Lentz or Deputy James Nelson. You're to not possess alcohol or illegal drugs as a condition of bond.
Yes, sir. I've been sober for almost about 2 years now.
All right, Mr. Regier, anything further on Mr. Parmter's case?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions, Mr. Parmter?
No.
All right, if you do make bond, I would suggest getting a hold of Mr. Watts.
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
My goodness, what a wild ride that was. That was crazy entitlement. I think you guys all fell asleep. That's okay, sweetie. I completely understand. That's weird because it's at the top of the chat. Oh, I can't even click straight. It's at the top of the chat, like when you go into any chat room, or any YouTube chat, and then you earn points for every comment you make, and then like the crown, like, you know, it jumps from person to person depending on, you know, who's the most active in the chat. Of course it is. Of course it is. Not tonight, sweetie. I'm so tired. I struggled staying awake through that docket. Sir Philip with the solution right there. Mortimer Duke, go in your settings and turn it off or on. Yeah, the crowns say XP right on them, and they tell you how many points you earn per comment, and then whoever's the top commenter. I can't see it because I'm streaming through StreamYard, so I don't even know if I can see it on. I can't even see it on YouTube because, like, YouTube even asks me if I want to become a member of my own channel. So, yeah, I can't see. Nope. Yes, Eleni Carlin, that is Tiny Kitten Esquire. Oh, you can make number one if you super chat. Well, then I'm sure Mortimer Duke that I'm sure he got it when he did that. Yeah, old Squishy Gardner. I'll do it tomorrow. You guys, I'm tired. I'm so sleepy. It's been a long week. You just don't love any of the fun stuff, do ya? It's an hour-long episode. Oh man, we're definitely not doing it tonight. We all know you're the king. King shit. I am, sweetie. I am. I won't though. If I put on that docket, I know I'll fall right asleep. I will. I will go right to bed. Marlene Boblet, thank you so much for coming tonight. I haven't seen you here before. But I am so grateful that you joined us. And you were very insightful with the they're out to get me case. Okay, guys. Who's ah all right, I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, the link to the GoFundMe for saving my family's home is pinned. So once the stream ends, go ahead and click on that, even if it's just to share it, please. If you can't donate, I understand. Everybody's in tough times. But if you could share it, that would be a tremendous help. Thank you all. I love every one of you. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.